want to do it, they just don't do it. You know what I mean? Then you got the people, you know what I mean, that do it. I know I'm a little less distorted, a little bit more distorted on this. Can y'all hear me right now? Mic check, mic check. Let me know some chat mob. Can y'all hear me? You're having a few technical difficulties. I had to switch to camera quality. Yo, yo, yo. We live, we got audio. All right. For sure, for sure, for sure. Chat mob in the building. I appreciate y'all working with me. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about, it's about the product. We're going to get the camera game up a little bit better, but today, I can't let it stop me. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want to get out there and watch their game, so. We still in here. We still out here. All righty. All right. All right. Bet. I want to talk about, the topic, the title of the show is, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. And you know what I'm saying when I say they, when I say we, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? I don't even have to get into they and we, because we the people. And I was just seeing this current situation with the shooting in Kansas City. Kind of took me back. And it made me think about how the media played on this, in my opinion, right? And how they always play on systemic racism. We know they'll get a rise out of people. To me, I think black people are the entertainment of America, period. Let it be music, movies, or whatnot. But yeah, so young man goes to pick his little brother up, 84-year-old white man, good old spoiled cracker. Yeah, I said, yeah, here's what he was. And he shoots the child, 16-year-old, through the door, right? Just makes me wonder what, and this is in small, I've been to Kansas City. I'm not sure if it's Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas. But nevertheless, it just makes me wonder about the whole violence thing in America right now, right? So the main topic of today is, let me get y'all the part with this real quick. So before I get into it, is it us or how they portray us? Meaning, are we responsible for the things that are going on and how black people are treated? Or is it all just some kind of big, like I say, is it all like the treacherous cycle? Is all part of it? Was it all a grand scheme? Are all these things out of our hands? Most of them. We know there are things we can do, but I just want to say, like, I think the media portrays us in a certain way. I have a few facts about gun violence and how they played on that. Well, it's only being reported when Black people are involved in a murder or a shooting, right? So the main thing about it, I did some research on the FBI website about numbers, about this whole black on black crime. Doesn't exist. My opinion, media, all hype. They know how you're going to react to it when they say black on black, black teen shot by white male. It's all racist. So the numbers, the FBI hasn't updated this, but in 2020, 54% of all gun-related deaths in the U.S. were suicides. About 43% were murders. Now, I want you to take note of that. Keep that in mind. That's a fact. That's something I know people, we never focus on. People never hear about it. But it's a fact. You know, it's an ugly fact. But it's still death by gun. But anyway, back to my points about what took place. When you see an 84-year-old white man, what are his thoughts about a young man knocking in his doorway to pick his? No matter what his intent was, a young man, you know he had good intentions. He was picking his little brother. But what are his thoughts when you see a teenage young black male on your porch at a certain time of evening or any time of day? And there's a reason behind that. And I think the media plays into this. When you look on the news, even here, we understand we live in Memphis. We're going to hear about it. We are, like I always say, we are predominantly Black. So we're not a representation of America. America are these states that we travel across to get to California, to get to LA, to get to New York, to get to these major cities, to get to Miami, to get to Memphis or whatever you're trying to go, St. Louis. America is not the cities that you think these people that are glamour. America are the small towns who are dominated by white people. Make up 75% of the population. We make up 14% of the population. We're going to do this with all numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I cannot tell a lie. So, with that being said, but if you watch the news, see, I've stayed in certain cities and certain places like Scranton, Pennsylvania. I lived there. I went to school in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the Middle Tennessee State University. Shout out to you, boy. So I've been there. I traveled to lots of places. So I always try to check the news. When you get there, you know, most people, we're going to check the news to see what's going on. All right. So I checked the news, and it's always the news in these small towns is focused on the inner city. When I was in Scranton, Pennsylvania, they focused on Philly. Right. So when I'm in Denver, they focus on, if I'm in Boulder, they're going to focus on Denver. They're going to focus on the inner city. So who lives in the inner city? Black people. So what happens in the inner city? They display gun violence. Right. Right. But the thing about it is, so it makes people feel alarmed when they see Black people. That's my opinion. The media plays off this all the time. We're there for their entertainment, like I said. So how does 14% cause this much of a problem? And how does 14% get this much coverage? Is it us? Or is it how they portray us? I'm not here to say that these youngins are innocent of what they're doing. I'm just saying there are bigger issues in America that don't get focused on. And the media, I have video footage of all this. I have proof. Also, so the young man was shot on the porch, innocently. With everybody made breaking news everywhere. Every single news outlet picked it up. But today I wake up to this. I'm sorry, the brain is up. Let's get this brain done. Can somebody explain this? today. Now, this isn't being sensationalized because it's not what we call clickbait. The guy was white. They were white. It was violent. Look at that. I didn't put that comment. I see. Yeah. Right. It is. Right. What we like to call clickbait. But yeah, so this is what I'm saying. But the story of the white man shooting the black teen, breaking news everywhere. You couldn't miss it. You couldn't miss it. All right. Boyfriend of New York woman who was gunned down in the wrong driveway would cause her final moments. She didn't, and then they weren't sitting in the driveway. They were going in and they were backing in and they were going to back out and come back. It was like minutes. So I got more for you. These I like to come with the facts, man. I don't understand why I haven't heard one person comment about this though. Is this news? Yeah. She actually, and on top of that, she actually died. She actually died, lost her life. So why is this not being covered? And I'm really asking. I'm not telling you that, hey man, it's all I'm asking. The question is it us or how they portray us? Because white people are actually doing more killing. I mean, it's more of them, but with more means they're doing it at a higher rate. And it's not about race. I'm not making it about a black or white thing right now. I'm making it about the media and how they cover things and how they exploit black people. If you disagree, fine. It's up to you. But I have facts backing what I'm saying. I have more. There's more because this is just, the tip of the iceberg right here. Just the tip of the iceberg. So, is it us or how they portray us? Also, let me bring these facts up about the whole term black on black crime. Now, some of us seem to say, like, we all say, hey, what are these young folks doing? We know we're in Memphis. We see it. Violence is real in Memphis, but violence is real in America, period, without a doubt. I show you that black on black crime doesn't exist. Those people, whoever you live next to, whoever your neighbor is, whatever city you live in, Eskimos kill Eskimos. Vietnamese people kill Vietnamese people. I'm not picking out any certain group. I think, how could I kill somebody unless they're near me? And people are dying all over the world every day. German people kill German people. It's just whatever. Black people, when living in the inner city, they're going, who else are they going to kill? And then if they do leave the inner city and kill someone, and I'm not promoting that, but I'm saying it's the truth, they'll be deemed a hate crime. And that's the only thing that will get coverage, right? So if black on black crime exists, right? Because I have to stop black on black violence. Why don't we stop white on white violence as well? And that's not what my point I'm making, because there's a bigger issue that they're not reporting to you, and it goes back to mental health. I mean, now it's just getting warmed up. I hope y'all understand what's going on right here. So, race of the victim and the race of the person who killed. Now, we have white on white people, murders. This is 2019, by the way. The FBI has not updated this. In 2019, which is, the best I could do right now. Y'all work with me. I'm not Batman. But all right, white people, out of 3,500 deaths by murder, 2,854 of them were committed by white people. Only 533 of those were committed by blacks. As you can see, right? So 3,500 versus 2,900. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. Also, now when it comes to us, I'll get to that comment soon. When it comes to us, it's roughly the same percentage. Consequences dictate crime. Gotcha, Price. All right. When it comes to us, though, the same thing. There's 2870 total murders, and 2570 were committed by black people. Now, seems like, I mean, you do the math, the numbers are saying white on white crime exists. And these are the only two that we have right here. The FBI, they didn't cover anything else, but we know why they didn't cover anything else. But you can see, where is the outcry for white on white crime? Like you said, Casino says they don't, because they're trying not to put out their dirty laundry. They're in control and own the networks. And I have some, oh yeah, they own the net, but we can't say they, because it's really not just white people, it's in they. You know what I mean? It's the media, because they're victims too. They exploit white people. You kill someone over something else, if it's someone of another race, it's a hate crime and they're gonna cover it. But if you kill, hey, if Bubba shoots his wife over, you know what I'm saying, the pie not being hot enough, that's not gonna get covered yet, and still it's murder. They don't sensationalize that, right? So, explain to me why. We understand. I mean, I just want this. This is food for thought. Food for thought. But tell me something. You know, anybody got any comments? Is it us or how they portray us? Y'all can say something to that. We got Facebook and we got YouTube going. Yeah, I got more. Actually, now I got a video I want to show y'all about just how where you get your news, right? Watch your source. I know people not be in the live chat right now, but they come back and they watch these videos. They're gonna be watching these for a long time, y'all. Thank y'all for all the input. But check this. Got something I want y'all to watch. I'm gonna be quiet for a little minute. It's not a long video. It's just showing you. Watch where you get your news. Watch where you get your news. Watch your source. Always question your source. Here we go.
Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism.
By the way, this is Sterling News broadcast network. They're over 72% of the news outlets in the United States right now. And this is before I just played the video. I didn't explain what I was playing. They're all reading off the same script. I don't know I know some people have seen this video. Everybody hasn't seen this video. That's what we come here for. Come to the mob. We're gonna be your source for the good information, clean black news. Anyway, let me go back to the video. I digress. But yes, this is to show you that Fox 29, Fox 13 News, WMC5, WKMP, whatever the hell you watching, your news source is reading off a script. These are local news stations. Let's get back to the video.
Well, our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely
dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Dangerous to our democracy.
All right. If you still trust the news as you trust the news after that video, so be it. I understand. I know we got some old tap dancing Negroes who ain't going to believe nothing, no matter what you show. They still going to watch the news and think that these people, now you got to understand the news is being covered and scripted. They don't choose what they cover. This is not like I always go to these Marvel movies or like, what is that? The Daily Bugle? That doesn't work that way. They don't choose what they cover. They try to find stories, but they have to run it by an editor first. Just like you at your job. They're not letting anything on air that they can't control. Now, that was, so when you see these stories being sensationalized about what's going on in the community, it just makes you wonder why this is being covered. Also, so if people understand what's really going on out here, mental health, people are mentally unstable right now. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. If you see all these mass shootings, as they call them, that's a new term too, just to scare you. Mass shooting. When did they happen? Last year, what? 2 years, I say? I don't know. But scare tactics make you watch. Today, a mass shooting in a black city. It's like, oh, let's click that. Hate crime. And we know we only have outcry in our community when it's someone from another race that does it, that kills somebody. When we kill each other, nobody cares. We don't care. The news, they cover it for entertainment, but it's not in the same way. There's never an outcry. Nobody's taking up money, funding to stop that violence. Nobody's trying to get those killers removed and get them life. Nobody does it. So, but like I said, the main problem in America right now is mental health. So if you ask the average person, what is the biggest cause of death by gun? People are like, well, people shooting, criminals shooting something, outrage. You know what I'm saying? Black people in the inner city, they say, well, they show us because, and also I want to say this, we also glorify that. We glorify that. We are the only ones who look to make $1 of exploiting our flaws. We call it talking about the hood, though. But you ain't going to hear Bubba still sing about the trailer park, but it'll be in a good way. He ain't going to tell you about all the negative things and all the stereotypes that come from it and try to exploit it for money. I haven't seen it. But that's the way, that's hip hop right now. That's how we get paid, exploitation. You understand that? Kill another black man. Put it on the radio. This is on the radio. Like Pooh Shiesty and Lil Durk, Getting in Blood. That was on the radio. So, like I said, it's just all the media to make money off us. Like I said, but anyway, back to what I said. In 2020, there were 6.2 gun murders per 100,000 people, right? Now, there were 7 suicides per 1,000 people in 2020. Now, why is this not being reported as an issue, but black on black crime and shooting in the inner city is the main thing we see. And I know I understand us in Memphis, but we're not the only ones. But people, do you think that Memphians are the only ones watching Memphis news? No, they're watching it, Bolivar, they're watching it all over, bro. This is the most entertaining thing on TV. So why is suicide not being covered? You know why? Because we know who's committing suicide, right? Black people are not. And more people are dying by suicide than by gun violence. So why are we not hearing about this when we're talking about gun laws, mental health? These things are more important to me. More people die at the hands of that. All right. Let me get to this. So it makes you wonder when we have to endure all these problems. I mean, it is mind training. It is definitely mind training. But when we have to endure all of these problems, when people feel like you're a violent black man, you're deemed like you do something, not even just black men and women, because the media exploits us. I can't. If you don't think that, I'd like someone to tell me otherwise and prove. If you're not watching this live, leave in the comments. All right. I got some. We're going to open up the phone lines. Yep. Got to open up the phone lines right now. Got somebody, a very wise man, about to call in. Good friend Price. Very insightful man. I'm sure he's going to have something for you Negroes to leave with. Give me 1 second to get the phone lines right. But yeah, it's it'd be difficult for somebody to prove otherwise to me that why is this not being covered about suicide? My questions. Bryce Burnett, you are on the mob. I think you got a little low. Can you turn the mic up a little bit? Yo. Yeah, we should be. That's a little low though, I think. Hold on, give me one. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me pause for a break. Y'all give us 1 second. How you guys? Hey, probably you gotta turn your phone. You guys mute your TV though. I'm good, bro. Give me 1 second to get these things. You know, it's our first time opening up the channel line, so give us a second. I know you got something insightful for the people. Give me 1 second, y'all. Get this phone line right. All right.
When you come back on,
I'm on. We're on now, Price. We're live.
All right. Put those. I wanted to talk about the murder rate percentage that you had up earlier.
Okay. Did you want me to bring the graphic back up?
Yeah, bring the graphic back up.
Let me know if y'all can hear. It kills. Let me put that screen. Let me show that. Let me show that. I got. It's not because it kills the bad. Yes, it goes with rap music as well, promoting the death, the killing of each other. You know, good point.
Right.
All right, so I'm putting the chart back up right now, Price.
All right. So I'm getting one more. I'm getting one more detail. Give me about 2 seconds.
Okay. You're live right now. We got the phone line open. Gotta get some insight. Okay, very intelligent man. All right. So, Price.
According to the graphic that you have up, we're looking at the total victims. White is right at 3,500, and the total victims by blacks is right at 2,800. So we're looking at, give or take about 600, 600 more difference.
By gun violence, yes.
By gun violence.
Right.
Perpetrated by, is it just gun violence or perpetrated by an African American? Okay, now I'm looking at the chart now.
Right.
Now, if 25 from roughly 2,600 out of that 2,800 was black on black. Right. That percentage is pretty high.
That's pretty high. But if you look at on top, but it's 28.54 out of 34.99. I understand we're higher, but they're high too. They're high percentage wise.
But this is total. Here's the figure that I want to give you.
Okay.
The population of the United States is right at 332 million.
Right.
Out of that 332 million, 71% is white.
True. I understand it. Right. Go ahead, Price. You're right. I know where you're going with this. I understand it. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. I'm going to cut you off.
235 million white.
Right.
Okay. Our population is right at 46 million.
Right. 14%.
Right. I had calculated at 13.6.
Okay. Yeah.
Roughly. Yeah.
Right.
Our numbers should be nowhere near that, because it's how many more white people in the total? And see, people, especially in cities like Memphis, Dallas, Chicago, Detroit, LA.
Right.
We don't look at the country as, diverse, because in those cities like Memphis, all we see is black. But what we don't look at is the fact that we don't. When was the last time you heard somebody black say, I'm going to a family reunion in Rhode Island or Maine or Delaware or South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska?
It's always down here. It's always, usually they have them in the South, but never.
Right. Oh, but for the most part, man, all of our population is concentrated in and around those cities. So most of the country is white. For us to have only 13% of the population, if you were to go percentage-wise, we are at a much higher rate of killing each other than any other race.
Great point. But this is why I led to that. But a thing about this, if you include this with suicide, do you think this, Price? Do you think suicide, death by suicide by a gun, is gun violence? That's not gun violence.
Yeah, gun violence.
So,
absolutely.
Right. So, and that's happening at a higher rate. So that if you include those numbers, not saying they're trying to even out, because we have issues. I promise you, I'm in total agreement. We should not have that. That's outrageous that we got 2,800, 2,870. We're up 2,570 done by us. I mean, this doesn't say that it's cool. That I'm not in support of that. But I'm just saying it's how it's being reported. That you think there's a bigger outcry for what we're doing, what's going on in our community. But you don't think, go ahead, Price.
I don't think it's media. Of course, ours is more dramatic, it's more entertaining than before. However, when you think about this, domestic violence changed in 1994 after the OJ trial. So anytime you go in for domestic violence, even if you're a first-time offender, they will basically throw it out under the condition that you do community service and certain hours of therapy, but you absolutely have to give up your right to be able to buy a weapon, even if it's a misdemeanor, domestic violence. That was instituted in 1995. So there's always been a push and a drive to take the legal guns away from blacks.
Right. Thank you for bringing it up there, bringing up the agenda, because people don't actually believe that there is an agenda. And that's probably that's part of the reason why we keep falling for it, because we're not aware of it. Or do you agree with that?
I totally agree with it. But, in these houses, in these households, who's teaching that?
There lies the problem.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got the lost cub analogy. Anything that a bear end up running with tigers if he doesn't know that he's a bear. But who's gonna tell him? You know what I mean? Like Jungle Book. You never know, right?
Exactly.
So our kids are just attaching themselves to everything that they can. I mean, everything that's out there that's presented to us, they latch on to. We know we're the first ones. So gun violence and all of that, we know the rap music, the image and all of that being promoted. Also, Price, I just want to talk about this. Now, Kanye got canceled for this. You can't cancel me because I own this. But look, this is what I'm saying. Kanye saying this about on commercial radio. They allow you, like I talked about Lil Durk and Pooh Shiesty, you know, they had Get It in Blood that's promoting killing of black people. With those numbers being as this high as they are, you would think that would be the last thing. It would be an outcry for them to end this, stop playing this type of music on commercial radio, right?
I think for adults, and when I say adults, I would say adults that are like 40 and up, we don't actually listen to, you know, the two artists that you're talking about. All we do, we give it a blank, broad stroke and say all of that generation's rap is violent. So there can to be an outcry, we got to know about it, you know. And of course, the fans aren't going to have the outcry, and the parents don't care enough to listen to what the kids are listening to have an outcry. But then again, like I said, you got, you know, commercial radio controlled by somebody that isn't black. So the agenda is pushed because it makes money. But that falls under, you know, when you're 18 years old and you graduate high school, two things happen automatically. You know, you're automatically eligible to go to the military, not because you're in the best shape physically, you're in the worst shape mentally because you're between a child and an adult. So they can shape and mold you the way they want to. So they take the males away from the house then. But if you don't choose to go, then you're on the street. And if you don't go to college, then, you know, you just left to your own devices of getting a warehouse job or something like that.
Right.
And then, so that removes that part. Then you have instant credit. Why should an 18-year-old that's never had a job have instant credit? You get all these credit card offers, you know, because for one, our parents hadn't taught us how credit works. All we know is we got $1,000 worth of credit that we can go get something and we don't have to pay but $6 a month to pay it back, and we end up in debt for the next 10, 12 years.
Well, we don't teach ownership. You know, that's not what's being, you know, and I don't mean to cut you off, but most of these things going on why we can't escape poverty, a lot of this and our white counterparts are inheritance, right? They pass that on. It makes when you put people in poverty, they don't make enough to inherit, to pass on any money, right, to the next generation. That's what I think.
Like you was talking about earlier, man, about the houses in the neighborhood that, you know, that we just forget about.
Yes.
And even if the house isn't but a 2-bedroom house in the starkest of neighborhoods, you still own it. And there's somebody out there that needs somewhere to live that you can rent and make money from. But we're not taught to think that way.
So Price, ultimately, like, I just want to get back to it because, you know, shows on the hour, I ain't gonna hold you up all day, but is it us or how they portray us? What are your ultimate opinion? Yeah, your opinion. Right.
I would say it's us. And the reason I would say that, if we give them nothing to report, they can't report anything. But they choose not to report all of the meth labs in Tipton County that they've seized.
That's what I'm saying. And that's not, go ahead, Price. You're making a great point. Go ahead.
Yeah, and all of the arrests they made. I mean, because there are drug rings in the rural areas, man, in these trailer parks and backwoods that are just out of hand, but you never see that because it's not sensationalized. And
they don't. I'll give them this, though. They don't sensationalize that. That's why I said about the trailer park. They're not going to talk about what we know goes on in the trailer park. They're not going to let that get out and be American culture. Like, our shit is American culture. The shit we don't even want to, you know, sensationalize. America sensationalizes and makes money off of it and makes it commercial. We don't want that. It's affecting our people. Those numbers show you that. I agree that that's sad that amount that we're that close. But, you know, but so, all right.
We're over 50 points behind as far as percentage of people in the country as a whole.
Terrible. Yeah, and then minorities should not be doing it. But so Price, next time we cover this, the main thing at this show, Price, is we try to cover solutions. So next time I talk to you, it'll probably be about solutions. Next time you call in, we'll have solutions because I got something I wanted to shoot by you. And I want to know what you think about it. It's gonna be. We need you to be a part of this, and I appreciate you, bro, calling the show and being very insightful.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, bro. All right, Price. Yeah. Great insight. Yeah, it is us. Those numbers are incredibly high. It's not funny, but it's just something. But like I said, I still think all of this starts in the mind, right? People killing themselves, mass shootings, black on black crime, whatever you want to call it. People shooting, killing. It's because people don't love themselves. That starts in the household. They've broken up the family, and now everyone is lost. They took the father out of the home first. You chop the head off, the body's gonna fall. But like Price said, there's no excuse for our actions, the things that I see. But platforms like this and passing information like we pass, I try to come bring out something every week because you can't get this type of talk on Channel 3, on WMC 5. And so we had a few technical difficulties. They were trying to stop this from happening, but we still made it happen. The camera ain't the best quality right now. I tried to do that. We didn't have any audio, but nevertheless, we are accomplishing something right now because if you build it, they'll come. And we're building this platform and just these discussions, man, most people don't understand. But like he said, also we talked about, they're not talking about what goes on. The news is scripted. This isn't. We need y'all to support this. We need y'all to get this out so we can talk to our people about serious issues in this city because we're dying at an alarming rate. And it's just because other people are killing themselves and doing things from other races that doesn't concern us. We have to clean up our own mess. That's why they call me the Memphis 10 custodian. I do the dirty work. I say things that nobody else will say. And I'm looking up, and I look from eyes that I don't think the commercial media could ever relate to. Channel 5 could never understand what you are going through. Like I'm going through the exact same things, but I need you all. I need you all to share this and let everybody know. Got the Grizzlies tonight. I know everybody gonna get to that, be on that, but I hope that this is on your mind. And when they put on the news and you see that, I hope that you have a thought like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's not maybe it's not what they're telling me it is. But yeah. Thanks for everybody. Let me show you the good family. Yes, the family structure is gone and celebrated. We saw that come in with Planned Parenthood and the projects and moving black males out of homes and not breaking homes, but the whole Lakers in 4. But but yeah, like I said, the broken home, and that's not only in the black community. There's everywhere, like I said. But like I said, we have alarming numbers. Based off the percentage that we shouldn't come close to things that are going on. We're such a small community of people, and why do we make so much noise, though, right? It's just weird. It's kind of weird to me. We got to be God's people, man. I don't want to make it religious or something, but it's got to be something going on here, bro. Because we make so much noise with being such a small little tip of the iceberg, and we get so much coverage for what we do. I guess the agenda's working. When you see those numbers, the agenda's working. Fatherless homes, man. I don't just want to say that, but we know parents can't do it on their own. Like I said on the first week, that it takes two people to create a child. God made that law, so it takes at least bare minimum 2 people to raise a child. I always like to say it takes a village to raise a child. And it does, as we can see. Not one strong black woman who's celebrating Father's Day because the home is broken. And then she doesn't understand the value of that. I'm not just blaming the women, but it's what's being promoted on television, rap music. I love my mama, dear mama. What happened to dear family? Right? Nobody makes a song. When the last time somebody made a song about black families? How many celebrity black families do we have that actually represent us? So I don't really even get into that. So they're not going to promote that. They're going to keep doing what we're doing right now and have those alarming rates of people dying. But I just say that, like I said, the news, the media, movies, television, music, everything is pushing towards what's going on with these numbers. So next, also coming up, I got something I'm working on. Got something very, very major that I'm working on. I want to show y'all. I have an example. People still coming and chatting out. Y'all don't see P time, man. We're going to talk about a few things. We ain't going to rush out of here, but still. I know y'all finna go watch the game. But yeah, next week I'll be having, like I said, we do, how do we resolve? Right? Resolutions, not complaints. But this was just an eye-opener. I like to only take an hour, each week. This was an eye-opener show right here, information. But next time, like I told Price, we'll have solutions to some of these issues. Not have them, but it would take me a whole nother hour to show y'all this. We already had the footage. We already had the people. But I'll tell you this. Change is happening in black cities. And Detroit and Memphis are very key to our community. If we fix these, we fix a lot. Not just Detroit, Memphis, Atlanta, Houston, all of these places, or Chicago, of course. But I don't count Chicago as black city, but the things that are happening in Chicago affects our community very much. Very much so. So they'll be next week. And also, like I said, make sure everybody you subscribe to the page and turn on the bell, because this is the podcast show, but I'll be doing videos about different topics affecting our community. I need everybody to show their love. So, yeah, man, you know how we do it. You know how we do it, man. It was great talking to everybody. Very insightful show. It's only going to get better. I appreciate everybody with the growth that we're seeing right now, but it's only going to get better from here. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. I see y'all next week at 5. It's the mob. We out.